worst experience that you had with somebody that you were hoping like that, you know, that you would meet one day, you finally met, and they turn out to be like, it was disappointing.
Well,
like
yeah,
it was
that's
really
the whole
disappointing.
thing. You don't want to meet your heroes, but I mean, this wasn't the case with him. I mean, I'm just saying,
I just
20 years.
right, just in general.
I don't know. I guess. Oh, you know who was really mean to me? Debbie Harry from Blonde.
Get out.
Yeah.
Huh. That's upsetting.
Yeah, it hasn't happened all that much. Actually, we've already talked about this on the podcast. I remember you said that you were upset with because you were a fan of Doug Benson and he kind of brushed you off.
I brought it up again. I went out with Matt Myra yesterday or the day before.
Yeah.
And I brought it up with him again. I was like, what's up with you about Doug Benson? I get drunk and I can never stop writing him about it. He swears it's not the case. He says Benson's a really good guy.
Yeah, I think he is from all accounts.
Yeah, but how could you meet someone 3 times and have them not be nice to you all 3 times?
Yeah. I've met other comics and other people that I am like that are in the public that I'm a fan of like 10 times and they have no idea. Like every time. Actually, I probably met at least 5, maybe 10 people 10 times that I'm a fan of. Like, and they just and they'll never remember they meet me. So I always act like it's the first time we're meeting. But
I don't mind. I don't care whether anybody knows me. I always
could care less
about.
I just feel weird. Like I don't know if it's like if it's the 7th time I'm meeting you. And then they're like, "Oh, hi, nice to meet you. Who are you?" And I'm like, "Oh, nice to meet you too." I just make believe. But
John C. Reilly was a dick to me.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, in front of our crew too on the tour. This is a few months ago. But what did Debbie Harry do to you? I don't know this.
Oh, so I love this band, Squirrel Nut Zippers.
Sure,
they're like they're a contemporary but band that plays like old types of like jazz and different music and stuff. And probably like 2000-ish, and I went to go see them at a jazz festival, and they were playing outdoors, and I would see them all the time. And Debbie Harry was on the bill with them doing like jazz standards, and then she even joined them for a couple songs. So then afterwards, they let me come backstage because I got slightly friendly for a little bit with some of the people in the band because I used to go to the show so much. I was backstage talking to the drummer, Squirrel Nut Zippers. His name's Chris Phillips. And she walked over, and I had just seen her like 2 weeks before. I went to an indie film festival, and she was in a movie called 6 Ways to Sunday. I think it's called. And it was with Adrian, what's his name?
Brody.
Yeah. And it was really good. And I just saw her at the after party of that. And I wasn't in the industry, and I just bought a ticket, and I got to go to this thing. And so 2 weeks later, here she is in front of me again. Oh, what are the odds of that? And I said, "Oh, Miss Harry, very nice to meet you." I said, "I love the show tonight." And I want to say I was at the premiere of 6 Ways to Sunday. I thought it was awesome. They did great. And she went like this, and she just turned her head and walked away.
Wow.
Wow.
Like, I was already backstage. Like, it wasn't like I accosted her on the street. I had a rough frame of reference for seeing her 2 weeks prior and paid double compliments. And I was also a ticket holder of the show that she was at that night.
Right.
And I was respectful, and I was with someone who was in one of the bands.
Right.
And she looked at me, rolled her eyes, turned around and walked away. Nothing more than that syllable came out of her mouth. I was like, whoa. Like, what is going... There's no way she's that person every day. You have to work hard to be that person.
You could just be a bad fucking moment.
I understand that, and no one would know it more than us because we've got to experience times where the last thing you want to do is say hello to anyone in that moment because we're human beings, and they do. But never, ever could I ever do that. And it's even sometimes when people like they'll punch you in the arm or eat a sandwich, like, or they'll just like make you get on the phone with their entire family for 20 minutes when you're like trying to catch a bus or something. I'm still like, thank you so much, but I have to go.
Right.
But like, never would someone come to me and be like, you're wonderful, everything was great tonight, and also your other thing was great, and I would go, and turn around and walk away. Like, what was going on in her life that she said that to me? Like to a person that was just being like complimentary and polite.
Maybe she had a bad experience on that film.
Yeah, but
maybe she didn't like the look of you.
Yeah, maybe she didn't like the cut of my jib.
I blew off a couple of hot girls the other day. I actually felt bad about it after I did it, but I had to go. You know how we do these shows like in the cutting room.
Yeah, the small shows.
And I had a buddy of mine waiting outside for me in the rain. Eric was outside in the rain waiting for me. So I was like, I rushed out of our dressing room and I shot up the stairs and these two girls and believe me, very attractive. Like any other day, it would have been great to stop and just talk to him. But I knew my friend was outside in the rain and stuff like that. And they were like, oh my God, can I get a picture? And when they said that, 4 other people looked over.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I was like, you just blew it because now if I stop to take a picture of you, I have to take a picture with all these people.
Right.
So I went, I'm sorry, I got to go. I'm in a rush. And
And your friend was raining and it was raining.
it was raining. So I shot upstairs and I just went past them. And I got in the car and I felt bad immediately afterwards. So I'm sure their experience is just like, oh my God, he's a
Well,
bit of
I
a-
saw them and took pictures with them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I went out later than you.
Right.
Like
right.
like a half hour later. And they were still there. So.
Oh, okay. So they weren't that
Yeah,
offended.
No, they were still there.
Oh, all right, great.
I mean, look, no, you just try to. So, the one thing I try to remember is that will be possibly one person's only interaction with me in their lives.
I know.
and I don't want them to walk away.
I
But I just hope that people sometimes have the wherewithal and logical sense to understand that you can't just stop every time throughout your entire.
Well, honestly, I would have stopped if they hadn't screamed and alerted everybody else to my presence. I would have stopped. It was just too much.
Well, successful voiceover actors like ourselves.
Oh yes.
It's tough because you want to talk to people, but we have to preserve our voice, which is our tool. It's our moneymaker.
I didn't get to swimming in Oakley's by not saving my honey voice, baby.
That's right. And by the way, I don't know if you heard, but
We're
this is podcast number 47.